Been experiencing some technical difficulty lately, but not because of the technology, because of me. Hey, Lucy, it's working. So weird. So we've been doing breath work almost first thing. I got an invite, but I must be early. Says hi, Lucy. Oops, give me 1 second, guys. I need to set things up on my end for just a second. So yeah, anyway, we've been doing breath work a little bit early because a good friend of ours is going through some stuff, and breath work's been helping, which I'm very happy about. Um, Here's one thing it shows. Breath work is wonderful occasionally, but it's the regular practice of breath work, day in, day out, that makes all the difference in the world. I'm setting up ads real quick. I hope you guys don't mind. So even though I don't think our friend's going to be able to join us, let's continue with early breath work. Let's give it a few minutes and see if anyone wants to join in. And then we'll hit it. Is there a particular breath that you guys would like to do? I see Kat and Anna are here, and Lucy's here. Hey, Lucy. But Kat and Anna are regular breath work practitioners with me. So, hey, Hats on a Mission. Jeremy and Cheryl is here. How are you? The premier cruising channel on all of YouTube's, if not the entire internet's. This is take two. My first take on the live stream did not work for strange, whatever strange reason. But it seems to be working now. Lucy, it's nice to see you. Legendary Princess, it's nice to see you, my friend. Hope you have an amazing day. I'm having a pretty good day. Hey, Reluctant Gamer. They're working on everything outside right now. They're working on my little pond. They're working on the trails surrounding the pond and even on the roads, not far away from the pond. So everywhere I walk, there's something going on. Fortunately, my first walk was early enough that it didn't matter, but second one. Room full of legendary and mofo princesses. I like it. Which camp do you fall in, Kat? Well, you can be both legendary and mofo princesses. All right, Kat, make sure you include yourself in that list. Cruising, it's fun as any time, says, and I'm back. Welcome back. I appreciate that. How are you guys? As mentioned, I hope you guys connect with Cruising It's Fun anytime, as well as Hats on the Mission, as well as Jeremy and Cheryl's channel, because all three of them are related. All three are the same family, and all three just awesome people. Guess as well, I sleep a lot, so am snow not so white. Snow not so white. I like that. Just waiting for you, Prince. Was it Prince Charming? Jeremy Shaw says we're doing well today. I'm happy to hear that. What's new with you guys? How about you all? You got any cruises coming up? Hey, has anyone here besides Jeremy and Cheryl? Have you guys ever been on a cruise? Kat, have you ever been on a cruise before? Anna says, how to cruising. Lucy says, my Prince Charming. I'm waiting. His name is Anthony. Anthony. I hope this really works out for you, Lucy. Gus says, aren't they all Prince Charming? No, they are not. Evan says, have you been to Jamaica before? I have not been to Jamaica before. Have you, Evan? You've done a lot of traveling, haven't you? You've been to the Philippines, right? Gus says, yes, I've been on a cruise. It was okay. Don't feel the need to repeat it. Well, if you do ever consider it, make sure you visit Jeremy and Show because I think they could um, optimize the experience. I think they would let you know how to make the absolute most of it. I haven't been on a cruise, and I'll be honest with you, until hanging out with Jeremy and Show, never considered it. But they do make me think. I wouldn't mind an all vegan cruise. How does that sound to you guys? For you guys, it probably sounds pretty awful. For me, it sounds pretty good. Evan says, "Yeah, I've been to Jamaica. Yes, I'm going to the Philippines for the third time in a couple weeks. What are you What are you going to do in the Philippines? Do you have family there?" Hey, Sniper, greetings, beautiful souls. Driving home. My dad was in the Philippines. He was on a mine sweep in the South Pacific in World War II. But on his leave, R&R, he went to the Philippines. They went to the Philippines. Cat says, I love Cancun. It was just too short of a visit. Gotcha. Lucy says, connected to your other channel, Jeremy and Cheryl. Nice. Thank you, Lucy. Make sure you also connect right up top, Hats on a Mission. Oh, I haven't said it's going for a month. My girlfriend's family lives here. Hey, Skits. Skits says, Yokester Broster. What's up, Jace? Hello, good people. Sending G. Jace, what's new? You got a session coming up? Positive energy always. Jeremy Shaw says, thank you, Lisi. Stand by. I got another one. Lisa says, yep, I'm connected to Hats on a Mission. All the channels that I know of, they're good people. Evan says, I see old World War II artifacts there. I don't know. This might have been in the Philippines. This is my dad, the Navy, World War II. 17 years old, very till end of World War II on a mine sweep. I mentioned before, he was a backwood boy from way up in the hills in Pennsylvania. Probably had never even been out of his county. And World War II. Got an early leave from high school, enlisted in the Navy, and ended up right when they were getting ready to do the kamikaze because Japan knew they were losing the war. Fortunately, that didn't happen. Unfortunately, it was the result of the dropping of the bomb. Thanks, Evan. Hey, Shirley. Jace says, only popping in, time restraints, live in a short while with the awesome skits. Nice, guys. I would say work hard, but that would be ridiculous because we know you're going to work hard. Daisy says, hi, Yogi. Jace is waving a cat. Knitting with Cheryl. Let's mod you up. So yeah, we were talking about I don't want to do that. Breath work. And that I was going to do some early breath work with you guys. Is there a particular breath that you guys want to do? Hey Anna, do you have a favorite breath that you'd like to do? Or Kat? Been doing a lot of 4-7-8 because that really helps retrain the central nervous system for keeping us in the parasympathetic state, that rest and digest state, and that's imperative for healing. And we've been working with Jessica quite a bit. So, Daisy, how are you? Nobody really says Daisy woo. Nobody. Nice to see you. Everyone's saying hi. Appreciate that, guys. Daisy says, Shirley, how are you? Daisy says, Sebastian. Did I miss Sebastian? If I have missed anyone, I apologize. Hey, knitting with Cheryl, we modded you up. Make it easier for you to connect and for people to connect with you. Daisy says, all good here, Yogi. Kat says, I'm in for breathwork, and Evan had a suggestion. Evan says, can we do that thing that makes you think more clearly? It was awesome. I don't remember what it was. That should be almost all breathwork across the board. Anna says, yes, I'm ready for breathwork too, Yogi. Jason said, Lucy, let me think a moment. Hey, do you remember what day it was, Evan? Might have been maybe it was the box breathing. Let's do a version of box breathing. It's actually triangle breathing. Triangle breathing just eliminates the internal breath hold. So we breathe in for count of 4. We exhale for count of 4. Then we retain the breath for count of 4. So it's in, down, across. Breathing in, breathing out, holding. Let's see how you like that. It was July 7th, which was 2 days ago. It might have been 478. Let's see how you like this one, Evan. Now, Evan, here's the key. You hear me talk about peace, love, and chicken grease. Gotta go. Thanks for coming in, Jeremy. Kat says, with the day you were playing with your playing with my nose, that could be taken out of context. If people think that I was just here on a live stream playing with my nose, you know, based on evidence that was presented to me at the time, in that present moment, I really did think that my parents had my nose. Based on the evidence at the time. It says, can you do the thing that makes you think more clearly? I don't know what it was. It gets like that. Evan, you had mentioned that you had a hard time with was it the out breath, extending it for that length of time? That's the importance of getting that Ujjayi breath, which means victorious breath, but we like to call it ocean's breath. That's that sound that we make. Sounds like we're fogging up a bathroom mirror. That's important. We make that same sound with our mouth shut. That was my cat meowing, by the way. We make the same sound breathing in with the mouth shut. So I'll be honest, Evan, as long as we have that down, I don't think it matters which breath that we do. I think you're going to get the same effect. So we're going to breathe in for 4. We're going to breathe out for 4. We're going to hold the breath for 4. This is called the triangle breath. Michael's back. Guys, give me the thumbs up when you're ready. Michael says, hey there, Yogi. Hey there, Michael. And then we'll talk a bit. Evan says, okay. Evan's ready. Michael's ready. Cat Nana, you guys ready? Cat says, when I go, Jax comes over to smell my breath. Well, I think we need a video of Jack's reaction. This could change everything. I need to see what Jack does. All right, Evan's ready. Here we go. So, guys, go ahead and Jason's got to run. Thanks for coming in, Jason. Much appreciated. Be on the lookout for you when I end the live stream. Go ahead and close your eyes. And bring some focus to your breath. Bring some focus to the in-breath through the nose. And focus, very soft focus, to the out-breath as it leaves your nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in. Just be aware of the sensations. Wherever you feel the breath, the tip of your nose, as the breath comes in, be aware of the sensations as the breath leaves. Bring that attention down to your belly and watch how your belly rises as you breathe in and how it gently falls back as you breathe out. It's like a tide. The tide rises with the in-breath. The tide falls with the out-breath. Now introduce that ha sound very gently as it goes out. It's not about how loud. Only you have to hear it. It helps you extend the breath, relaxes you. It's the sound of the ocean. On this next breath, we're going to breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold the breath for 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold for 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold for 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2, 3, 4. Last breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold for 2, 3, 4. And surrender the breath. Allow it to settle back into its natural cadence, its own rhythm, however it comes in, however it goes, and just sit We're going to do a very short meditation. I'm going to give you a mantra, unless you have your own mantra. And the mantra is Ram, Ram. Sit with that sound. And it's a sound, it doesn't mean anything. And just think the mantra Ram. Let any other thought come and go. Doesn't matter. Just come back to Ram. Watch all the other thoughts. And come back to Ram. Ram. No special cadence, no rhythm. However you think it is the perfect way to think it. Ram. When the mind wanders, and it will, just remember Ram. Do this in silence for 1 more minute. And when you're ready, let the mantra go. Just sit for another few seconds, relaxed, at ease, at home in your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I will see you in the chat. Praveen, our friend, how are you? Appreciate you being here. Hey, Sandy and Jackson. Hello, my friend. Adam's here. I like that better than the box breathing yogi. I like the external breath hold, external retention quite a bit. That's awesome, Michael. Thanks for dropping that link. Debs is here. Thanks, Debs. Driving to Buffalo to get my head on straight. Road warrior. How far of a drive is it to Buffalo? Evan says, dude, that's crazy. I was just distracted that time. Anna says, thank you so much, Yogi. You're welcome, Anna. Evan, that ha breath, you can do that on your own. Doesn't need to be any special breath. If you find yourself anxious at any time, if you have a hard time sleeping, just remember that ha sound. It fits in with any other breath that you do. You can do it anywhere at any time. It literally takes you from that nervous state, that rest, that fight or flight, even if you're only slightly there, and brings you back down. And then what we did was an ancient yogic Vedic mantra meditation, which is what I teach. But when I teach it personally, one-on-one, we give you a personalized mantra based upon the time you were born, the day you were born, and the place where you were born. It has a specific vibration to you. Kat says, thanks, Yogi. That was nice. Thank you, Kat. You're welcome. Adam says, so Anna and everyone, we got some happy poop. Thank you, Sissy. You wouldn't think I'd be so excited about happy poop, but Evan says, I didn't do any distinct breathing, just the timing, but I understand what you mean. I just don't know how to do it. Hey, Evan, you want to come up on the live stream? If you go into the description, click the link, and you'll pop up, and I will teach you how to do it. Remember that mantra if you don't have your own, Ram. And remember the description on how to do that. That's how you do mantra-based meditation. It is the easiest and one of the most profound forms of meditation that you can do anywhere, anytime. Yes, Kat says, slight closing of throat to make the internal sound. Is that correct? It is correct. But also, don't attempt to close the throat because that'll prove to be distracting. Just pretend that you're snoring. Pretend that you're a miniature Darth Vader, making that breathing. Sorry. All we have to do. Anyone want to pop up on the live stream, and I'll teach them how to do it right now. It helps to be able to hear people do it. The example I always use when I teach is fogging up that bathroom mirror. We've all done it before. Sometimes we do it so we can draw for specific people. We might want to draw a little heart on a bathroom mirror when we get out of the shower and before they come in. I'm just saying. Oh, Evan says, okay, I get that breathing part. Nice. Kat says she's excited for Adam. What did I miss? Announcement from Adam? Oh, so Yogi, could you do that in my chart for me? I know exactly when I was born and exactly where. Yes, but I would need to teach you one-on-one how to use it, how to use that specific mantra, as well as initiate you little chant that we do in it's a little ceremony. So I'd be happy to, if we pick a day. I left my email in chat the other day. Did you get it? Let me put it in there again. If anyone, we're going to use the word from the other day. I'm going to put my email in the chat. If anyone has any nefarious thoughts towards my email address, I don't care. Here's the thing, though. Whatever you do, you can have all the nefarious intent that you want. Just don't make fun of my AOL email address. Now I know why Kat was saying she's excited for Adam. For the meditation, Adam. Who's in labor? 1.5 hours? Who's in labor? 1.5 hour drive? Tips if I'm missing the time I was born, for between 1 and 3 a.m. That would be close enough. If anyone wants, let me know. Reach out. Basically, it's a 3-day thing to learn how to do it. I don't do the whole 3-day thing. I'd probably get in trouble. But the first day usually talks about history, and then the how and why meditation. Important stuff. But I talk about that every day. The second day is how to do it. It's my favorite part. The third day is a check-in. But I check in with you guys all the time. You guys can check in with me all the time. So we just go to day 2, and I teach you how to do it. Deb says, charge for it, Yogi. Just a donation at least, please. You give too much. Thank you for that, Debs. If anyone felt like they wanted a super chat, I would not argue. If you felt that it was worth your while. I mentioned before, I decided to teach meditation because it was a lifesaver for me when I was caregiving for my mom with Alzheimer's and then my dad with congestive heart failure, as well as taking care of my daughter when Milka was in Iraq. as well as all that other life stuff that happens to all of us. Um, meditation is very useful when you have two cats who take great pleasure in sticking their claw in your leg. Um, I didn't know what to do. I tell this story all the time. I didn't know what I was going to do. What does a caregiver do when you have not that one single person to care for? And the answer for me was keep caring. And then that's how my YouTube channel started to expand. And I decided to do it here. And I decided, because in some troubling times, that I wanted to offer it for free. I appreciate Debs, you making that suggestion. And if anyone did want to super chat, that would be awesome. I am making my living. Let me take that back. I am earning my income. We don't make a living. We were gifted, graced a living. So Praveen says, but the only issue that members do see each other videos, no cheating. I will personally see all members' video. If big channel watches any video, YouTube algorithms get triggered. I didn't know that. And hey, guys, Praveen is big. And oh yeah, anyone here who's on Facebook, I started a group, Facebook group, at the suggestion of our friend Praveen. Just a Yogi. I forget what I called it. Just a Yogi and A Course in Miracles, I think is what it was called. Didn't want to bring burpees into it. It's basically a place where people who aren't on Facebook can drop their stuff. Does that make sense? Evan says, well, Eric, I'm starting to understand how you're so calm. It helps. Breathwork is amazing, and meditation is amazing. But here's the great thing. No one's ever always calm. Legend has it even Jesus cursed the fig tree. I don't think he actually did, but that's what they say. He also supposedly upended the table in the temple. I forget why. It's a good example. No one's always ever calm. But when you practice breath work, when you practice meditation, when you practice yoga, when you practice forgiveness as offered by Course in Miracles, you return back to center quicker and easier, and you don't carry all the resentment with you. You don't say, I'm such a horrible yogi. I lost my temper. I'm such a bad student of the Course in Miracles. I'm such a bad teacher of the Course in Miracles because I didn't forgive right away. You return to center easier and more readily when you have a practice. And it really is a practice, meaning you don't have to be perfect at it or even good at it. Evan says, like I said, I was so skeptical on these procedures, but I was put in a circumstance at work and I found myself more relaxed and I noticed the difference. And you could practice that ha sound, the ujjayi breath, even at work. No one even needs to know that you're doing it. Brings you an immediate sense of calm. Before you go into a meeting, before you even step in the office door or whatever, you can do the physiological sigh to let everything go. You guys remember the physiological sigh? When you breathe in deep, in through the belly, carry it all the way up into the chest, then sip in air through the nose again, then exhale with a sigh, pursed lips, tongue in the roof of the mouth. 3 breaths. If you were to only do 1 breath, if you were to do the 4-7-8 breath 3 times a day, you would rewire your central nervous system. You would be a calm, centered, focused person. Andrew Weil, who was the one who brought the breath back from the yogic tradition to the forefront, says you can eliminate all anti-anxiety medication. So speaking of anxiety, I had a bit of an anxiety attack during my workout, and you could watch it on my workout video. You probably wouldn't even know that I was having it, except I said, "Guys, I'm experiencing anxiety attack." Um, Breathwork doesn't make you anxiety proof. Breathwork gives you a tool to navigate anxiety when it happens. I It was really bad for me for a long time. It has not been really bad. Today was about as worse as it's been in 2 or 3 years, pretty much. I might be able to think of other times. The key is have the tools to work through it. If you suffer from any sleep issue, have the tools to get you through those sleep issues. If you suffer from anxiety, have the tools to help you navigate it. Deb says if the person can afford it, obviously. Thank you, Debs. Thank you so much for that suggestion. Hey, Abigail. Uh, Adam says, Evan, I don't officially work anymore. However, I know I can control my inner world and the outer world. It's just freaking weird. So, Adam, are you retired? And thank you for that, Adam. Adam says, yeah, and Evan Yogi knows his stuff. Abigail says, I work out yesterday. What did you do yesterday, Abigail? Deb says, I posted a video on the vagus nerve on my community posts. Check it out because it affects a lot, Yogi knows. It does. One of the most important nerves in the body. I will definitely check it out, Debs. I'm going to bring your channel up now so I have it handy. And it says, love you too, Abigail. Abigail's having a thunderstorm. We had really bad thunderstorms yesterday. Supposed to have them again tonight, bad thunderstorms. Adam says, no, Yogi, I've perfected the art of living on very little money. I'm working on that too, Adam. I'm considering collecting early Social Security in 2 years. He's 62. Yeah, I don't like it any more than you do. It's not that bad, actually. But it means I get less. But it also means I get something. And if I can, I mean, if I can just, sorry guys, if I can just keep reducing, give me 1 second, guys. I can't answer that, but I want to let that person know why I can't answer it. It is a friend of ours. Maybe not the friend that you're thinking about. There we go. Dip says anxiety comes in the form of excitement too. In my case, um, this was a kettlebell interval session, and anxiety was present when I went into it. When you're breathing that hard, it puts you further into that fight or flight, and it put me further than I wanted to be. So the anxiety got a little out of control. Came very close to putting the bells down and walking away. Um, but I did manage to stick with it. If you do cruise through it, you'll see me put my head down and a few times exhaling through my mouth very long and controlled. Setting the breath like that is a great way for reducing anxiety. Oh, Evan says, dude, you missed my comments. Trying to thank you for helping me get through stuff. Let me get back up. I apologize for that. Evan says, you're so smart in how the mind works. And Eric, you helped me out when I was being beat up psychologically. Thank you for that. I remember, Evan, how tough it was for you. Uh, Relationship with your parents, where you were living. I'm happy that you're in a better place. Hey, I was just being a friend, Evan. That just says it's short. So thanks for looking at almost 400 subs, but never asked for it. Nope, never once. Need to start storytelling if anyone wants to hear some crazy ones. I do want to hear some crazy ones. Hey, you know what I would love to hear, Debs? I would love this. I would love for you to share your own recent medical miracle that I felt very fortunate that you shared me with me when it happened. Uh, Adam says in multiple ways. Yogi, I think mathematically it makes sense to take an early retirement. Officially, already sort of retired. I'm full time YouTube. This is it. I do write some workout programs for a couple of people that um, earn a little bit, but YouTube is it. Sink or swim. I used to use the example of Hannibal um, burning his ships until I was told, historically speaking, it's not Hannibal. It was Cortez. Legend has it wasn't even Cortez, that it's just a story. It's a great story, though. You make up your mind. This is it. Burn your ships. When Cortez did that, allegedly, his soldiers were like, well, what if we have to retreat? How do we get out of here? And he said, we don't retreat. So, I could be romantic and say it's sink or swim on YouTube, but I'd get a job that I'm that I'm not super happy with for now. I could make myself happy, probably doing anything. Not make myself. I could find myself happy. I did think about working for Instacart, not driving, but I mentioned this to the cat the other day. I like the thought of selecting food for people, putting it in a bag, and every time I take something down, hey Sue, I offer a little blessing to it so that I know that someone will be consuming food that was literally blessed. Little prayer was said over it. Basically, conscious and subconscious anxiety. I heard the CIA guy talk about these two different types of anxiety. This says that would be videos to start fish. They may add a chat and would love to have people share their stories too. I saw a guy, oops, everything skipped. So they saw a guy figure out the money and it pays to have take it early because you're using it last 20 years of life. I won't get a whole lot. I skipped around too often. I took a lot of low paying jobs uh, in order to be happy. Several times I was offered promotions into uh, upper management so that I could eventually be regional and district manager. And I thought that would be awful. It would be an awful way to spend my life. It's a perfect way for someone who enjoys that kind of stuff to spend their life. The boss, the regional manager who was offering me the promotions, showed me his wonderful house, showed me his boat, showed me his sports car, photos of his wonderful family, and he said, "This could be you." And inside, I groaned because I didn't want it. But it's a wonderful thing to want if you do want it. Just don't let it consume you. It says, I could do that and think God wants me to share my miracles. So thank you, Yogi. Like I said, Dabs, I really appreciated when you shared it with me. Sissy says, praying for you, Yogi. Thank you, Sissy. I could definitely use it. It says do during the day. Eric, do you ever think of things you want to do the day that would make you feel amazing that you never do? Nope. My day, honestly, my day feels pretty. My day feels pretty amazing. I wake up grateful every single morning. I wake up grateful every single morning. I get to do breath work. I get to meditate. I get to literally uh, surrender my mind to a tranquil state of pure beingness, bliss, literally bliss consciousness. Samadhi means bliss consciousness. On a perfect morning, my meditation takes me to bliss consciousness. I get to get up, I get to do my first yoga asana routine. I have my one and only cup of coffee that I absolutely love as I write, and I have a beautiful person playing in the background who I love and admire, and I get to watch. I get to listen to this person impart wisdom to her friends. Then I do a live stream. Uh, I'm out in the woods walking, taking nature photography, make nature clips, videos that I get to share with people and that people appreciate. I get to work out, do more yoga. I eat the food that sustains me and makes me happy, knowing that I don't overconsume, that I'm not eating for any. I used to like eat for physical goals. I used to eat for bodybuilding and stuff like that. Now I eat to have. Now I eat to help have a sustainable planet. Anyway, I love my life, which is why I want to maintain it. I would like to add a few things. I'd like to add a person, should they care to wander into my life. Um, I wouldn't mind, you know, earning just enough that I could have a dog and feel comfortable that if something happens to the dog, I'd be able to take care of pet bills. That's a big thing. My cats wouldn't be happy about it, but man, they've had it pretty easy. They've been coasting along. But I appreciate the question, Evan. Adam says, random thought, Yogi. Oh, and I like the thought about the ashram. If you're considering everything around you as a responsibility and not something to own, it's a whole different world. I like that. I do like that. Hey, Josh. What song do you have in your head, Josh? Call it stalking. I say it's walking very close behind. Thank you, Praveen. Really, when I consider it, my day is pretty awesome. The fact that I get to do it every day. Everyone says, dude, yeah, that's what I was thinking, bro. You have to deal with people. They get some stuff. Everyone wants to use people to get more. Yep, I just don't want to do it. Hey, Brian. Brian says, hey, Eric, how are you today? How is everyone today? I'm good, Brian. Hey, Hamada. Yeah, and Evan, I just don't want to do that. I never did. Basically, all I wanted to ever do was be a writer. And I wanted to write about the stuff that I love. I wanted to write about yoga, meditation, Course in Miracles. I wanted to write poetry that was inspired by all that, shamanism. Um, and I get to do that now. I posted my blog. If you guys visit my blog and you click on an ad, I will make pennies. But pennies add up. That says hi to Praveen. Praveen says awesome. Brian says, what does your shirt say, Eric? This says the hills of Ellicott City, I think. Something like that. Down at the bottom. Uh, it was a very, very hilly 5K race. Uh, one of my favorites. It was a fun 5K race. good training. Most of my 5Ks weren't about seeing how fast I could go, although I did try to race them, but it was for training. Like my fastest 10K, my fastest marathon, just under 4 hours, um, was the day after doing a 20-mile run on some rough trails. I was using it to train for a 50 miler. So, like all my marathons, my half marathons, my 10Ks, my 5Ks were all done as training runs on tired legs. If I was like a 5K racer, I would have been a faster 5K racer, but I was an ultra runner. So, Brian says, that's good stuff you write about. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you reading it and leaving a comment. Tip says, it's hard with all the joy I'm selling to keep my trailer in order. Feels good to organize. Pete says, Yogi Sir is Google of yoga, meditation, and positivity. Definitely people who know more. I purposely chose the just the yogi because I am a meditation. I am a certified meditation instructor. I'm a certified breathwork coach and pranayama coach. I am a 200-hour certified yoga instructor. I've been doing it for a long time. I read every day about it. I've been practicing A Course in Miracles uh, for well over 30 years now. But I think of myself really just someone who practices. I want to be good at forgiving because forgiveness gives me instant peace. Instant peace. Thank you, Praveen. Deb says, Subfish, you're very interesting. He is. Adam's an amazing guy. Hey, cable company. Like that, brother. 24 rock on. Appreciate it, Gator. Hope to catch you live soon. Praveen says, hats off to you, sir. Yogi is the best. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you for all of your help and the encouragement for starting that Facebook group. If anyone is on Facebook and you want to join the group, actually, if you're on Facebook and we're not friends, look me up. Brian just subbed the cable guy, cable company. Awesome. He's a great guy. He's a wonderful live streamer. I'm a Falcon, but not royalty. Cat says, I love you, Abigail. I did think about the military, Evan, a couple times. Um, I really had wanted to try for special forces, but I didn't want to. I wanted to do the training, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to stay after the training. I just wanted to go through it to see if I could go through it. They don't. They don't let you do that. Um, and I considered the Marine Corps at one time, uh, and I was very, very close to signing up for the National Guards. Did I miss it? Oh, I want a Falcon, but I'm not royalty. That was a history joke. It used to be the only ones that could uh, what's it called? Falconry? But there's another word for it. For the royalty, right? Hey, but in my opinion, you're a prince of a guy, Adam. Our friend, speaking of military, our friend Praveen uh, is serving his country right now. He was just had a very tough tour, actually, and we're glad that he is home and safe. We were sending prayers to him every day. Kat says, thank you, Abigail. Namaste, my sweet sister. Evan says, hey man, you ever do yoga? Me? My whole life is yoga. I'm assuming, so yoga means joke, to bring together. It is the realization, it's self realization, it's the realization of ourselves as aspects of God, knowing who we are. Has very little to do with the asanas. But most people say when you do yoga, they mean the yoga asanas, which I do twice a day, every day, without ever missing a day for maybe, how old am I? 40 some years. Even like right after an ultra run, I would do like sometimes the five Tibetan rites. Adam, have you ever done the five Tibetan rites? The Canon Foodie. Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you made it because I know how late it is for you and Praveen. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the super chat, but even more than that, I appreciate you being here because again, I know how difficult it is for you to be here. You know, the first time Praveen came back on the live stream after returning, all he could talk about was what a wonderful job you did on his channel, growing it even faster than he did. He was so impressed. He was so proud of you. That says I got 6 years, so sons are into the 100s. Oh, how much for membership for? Oh, on Facebook, just a hangout, so absolutely free. Hey, JR. JR says, Sugi, how are you today? I'm doing really good. Let me bring up JR's channel real quick. 122 subs, guys. I hope you're subscribed to JR Gim Journey. It's a wonderful channel. He's a great guy. Such tremendous body control. Watching you do the slow pull-ups. Brian has subbed to Abigail. So I've been talking to Brian about. Thank you, Praveen. Awesome friends, guys. Thank you so much. Cat creates candid foodie. Evan says I get social anxiety, but I find it's just me trying to figure things out. Different perspective of thinking. I get uncomfortable in social situations. I don't really get social anxiety so much as just said overall underlying anxiety that for me out of the blue. Of course, there was a lot going on in my life at the time. It was the end of my father's life. It was the height of the COVID shutdown. I was trying to keep him safe. Hey, old dog. Next says 7 hermetic laws are cool too. I was talking a little bit ago with Sniper about that. So yeah, I don't get social anxiety that much. I get uncomfortable social situations. I wouldn't say uncomfortable as uh, I'd rather not be there. Does that make sense? I mean, I could do it. You know, I could be at a party for a short period of time and um, everything's okay, but I'd rather not be there. I'd rather be out walking somewhere. Ken Foodie says, "So glad to see you." I'm so glad to see you too. And I know Kat is as well. Hey, Michael. Michael says, how's it going, Yogi? Michael, it's going pretty good. I will check out your premiere. Matter of fact, I'm putting your channel up right now so that I don't forget. They also have Deb's channel up, so I don't forget. I want to visit her post. JR says, I wish you all the best, Yogi. All the support and love out there. Uh, they'll all come back. Thank you, JR. And you know what? It's an important thing that you said. It does come back to you. You guys want to be a success? Help other people be a success. Do you want to be abundant? Help other people feel abundant. Deepak Chopra, summarizing the ancient Vedic principles. I think it was Marianne Williamson called it the divine law of compensation. Deepak Chopra called it the law of basically the law of giving and receiving. Got the book back there, right there beneath Yogananda. Seven spiritual laws of success. Evan says, okay, later, man. This guy's top dog. Thank you so much, Evan. I'm glad you enjoyed the breath work. We do it every day. Adam says, then before I did A Course in Miracles, I told my son, any good religion is full of do's, and any bad religion is full of don'ts. I like that. It's good advice to pass on. Booty says, all we could think of was you when it came to yoga. So Praveen suggested me to talk to you once, so I could start a yoga class with you. Yes, we could do that. I could do that on my members page. Hey, Sabine. Now, for me, as a yoga teacher, my main interest is meditation and breath work. There's in Raja Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga, there's two Ashtanga Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. Um, there is the traditional, which is also called Raja Yoga, which means the eight limbs of yoga. Ashtanga means eight. Um, there's a new modernish calls themselves Ashtanga Yoga, but it is like a faster pace, sort of like a power yoga. But that's not what I do. Raja Yoga is the eight limbs of yoga, which has the ethical and the ethical restraints, personal observances. Then it has the asanas, the poses. Then it has pranayama, um, withdrawal of the senses, pratyahara, and then three stages of meditation, one pointed concentration, absorption, and then samadhi, this consciousness. So that's what I teach with a specialization in the meditation and the breath work. You guys got to go. We're actually going to go in a few minutes too. Sabine says, hope you're doing fine. Thank you, Sabine. I hope you are too. I'm doing pretty good, my friend. Adam says, I think social anxiety comes from an acute awareness on the emotional and physical body. I think that's why you say, imagine everyone naked in front of a stage, because you're projecting out. That makes sense, Adam. Deb says, so pick a birth chart day and yoga session day. You know what? I think maybe Thursday I could do a members yoga session. I think. Now with the mantra, the meditation, it's private because you want to keep your mantra to yourself. Not because anything bad happens if you share it, but you want to keep it yours, no one else's. Thanks, Jacob. Sniper says another great live. Hey, Lapointe. Is Eric Lapointe here? You think he's lurking in the background? I think Eric's pretty busy. Hasn't done a live for a while, but he's putting out awesome shorts. He did a really funny one with Gilbert yesterday or today. Hey, Jack. Jack says, Sai Yogi, how are you, friend? I'm good, Jack. I appreciate you coming in. Dave says, fish them all over the map. So I've caught a few here and there. Life is nuts lately. I'm on YouTube mostly at night where it's quiet. I'm alone with my bad self. See? He was lurking. Thank you, Eric. The point. I appreciate that. Eric says, true, always a great live. But let's see if we can make it a great live tonight, too. Kat says, I shared my mantra with a tree. I remember you talking about that. And it showed me a few things and made me feel silly, but in awe. I think it's good to feel silly. I think it's good to feel silly. Because the ego never wants to feel that way. The ego doesn't appreciate silly. The ego is going to judge it. So when you're feeling silly, means you did something right. Rudy says, sounds lovely, sir. Thank you for everything you do. See you again soon. Thank you, everyone. Good night from India. Good night to you, Auntie. Thank you so much, Fruity and Praveen. All right, so let's wrap things up too. Episode 75, beautiful day for a ride. Travel, mercies for Deb, and much love to all. Travel prayers, Debs. Adam says, yeah, I got a tree. Knows it's a tree and doesn't mind being a tree. Never ask what its purpose. Jack says, hello to Lucy. Eric points to say to Lucy. Jack says, hi to Cat and Jack. All right. Guys, I was a little all over the place in the chat. I apologize. It was fun talking about all kinds of stuff, though. With that, I'm going to see everyone a little bit later. I'll be back 5:25. It's Wednesday tomorrow, by the way. Lisa's going to come up. She's going to do some tarot reading in the afternoon. And then the absolutely lovely Cat and Jack is going to be joining me 5:25. We're going to talk all things Course Miracles. Who knows what we'll talk about? But we're always happy to answer questions. It doesn't have to be specifically about A Course in Miracles, but it can be about anything in life from a perspective of students of A Course in Miracles. I can let you right off the bat know the perspective of any life issue that you have. If you're a student of A Course in Miracles, the answer is always going to be forgive. Your function in the world is to forgive. That's it. Now, forgiveness is the ultimate act of kindness. So when you find yourself being kind, it means that you're forgiving everything instantly. It means you're putting everything back in order. Hey, Rachel. Rachel says, what time is tarot time happening? 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have yes or no questions, nothing's really off limits, but, I think Lucy would say, we're not going to answer like medical questions. Lucy says, yes, I'll be doing tarot. Get your questions ready. Absolutely. You're welcome, Rachel. Your function, your only function is to forgive. Imagine how patient you would be if there was nothing that you couldn't forgive. Nothing. Forgiveness doesn't mean I'm going to overlook this or I'm going to condone this. Forgiveness, I heard a wonderful example based upon the teachings of the Course in Miracles from a student teacher. Forgiveness is giving up all hope of a happier past. You're never going to have a happier past. And guess what? Anything that isn't happening now, is the past. Is the past. Forgiveness brings you back to the present moment. Forgiveness is the ultimate Zen experience. If you want to be relaxed, if you want to be kind, if you want to always be at peace, practice forgiveness. Lucy says, no medical or legal, that's pretty much it. It also depends on how you ask it. Like I might be able to answer it if it's asked in a creative way. Just having to protect me and Eric's channel. Lucy, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that you have that in mind. Thank you. So what you could do is if you have a question, you could ask it, and if Lucy thinks that it's safe to answer, or if I think it might be out of bounds, then we'll suggest maybe asking something else. Lucy says, always my good friend Eric. Thank you, Lucy. And you really are a good friend. I very much appreciate you, Lucy. All right. Telling someone that you appreciate them is a good way to end the live stream. Lucy, I appreciate you. Jacob, all of your hard work wherever you go. Thank you so much. Jacob's just a worker, guys. No matter what it is. His own workouts, working for someone else, always helping other people's channels. Thank you. Every single person that came into the live stream. Evan, Debs, Anna. Anna, such a steady, lovely, beautiful presence. All of you guys. Adam, Jeremy, and Cheryl when they came in. Hey, Brian Lane, who has been meditating for quite some time, does breathwork, is also interested in exploring Course in Miracles. I'm looking forward to that. Praveen, Candid Foodie, thank you guys so much. The steady presence of Squirrel Sniper. Sometimes you don't know Sniper's here until you need Squirrel Sniper, and then he's here. Abigail, Sabine, I appreciate you stopping in. Sorry, guys. Getting carried away with the goodbyes. And of course, the lovely, the beautiful, the loving Cat and Jack. Thanks, guys. Adam says, much love to y'all. Beautiful people, and in the mortal worlds of Buckaroo Banzai, remember wherever you go, there you are. Absolutely. Who knows? Tonight, maybe we'll sing a song. And by we, I'm thinking Eric LaPointe. Or you can save it for Friday. Friday, we're going to have our singing show. Jacob says, thank you for having me on your live stream, Mr. Yogi Brother. Always, Jacob. Thank you so much for helping out. And you're welcome, Anna. Love you guys. Take care.